And all right, so it's going to be Cloud Kingdom, another interesting map. Blink, definitely a big favorite on this
Blink
map.
is going to be the go-to build for this map. I mean, you can go for like those 2-gate robo expands again, but just look at the
Did
main
he not have
base.
range in that battle? I thought he had range.
I think it was just finishing.
Oh.
Maybe it didn't actually finish at the time. It was like 90% on it if he didn't have it.
I could have sworn it had finished, maybe, and I thought that's why he pushed. But
Honestly, though, even with range, I don't think it would have mattered.
But game number 3 on the way. PvP gonna be between GIANTSMURF and bbSiphonn. bbSiphonn spawning here on the 7 o'clock position. Smurf up in the 1 o'clock. And like you said, Blink.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all this terrain.
It's just so good on this map. I mean, you
tons of area for you to blink in and out of. And even blinking down here across this little crevice right there.
Yeah.
Really solid.
I mean, like, you can definitely, it's totally viable to go for a robotics build, either 2-3-gate robo expand. But the problem is, you just need to have the perfect spread of your army, because you're going to be sitting down there by the natural. You're going to be threatened to be poked from your natural, and then at the same time, there's always that threat of the big blink into the main, killing your probes.
It's like a Doom drop from Protoss.
Almost exactly like a Doom drop, actually, and it makes it so that you can delay your expansion significantly in favor for blink observer play.
Yeah, and I feel like PvP, a lot of people say it's coin toss, and in truth it's really not. It's just a matter of transitionary periods between build decisions.
Exactly.
Blink is going to always have a greater advantage in the early game, but as Immortals increase in count and overall economy and overall army size increases, Blink Stalker is going to be a little bit less effective, especially once 2 or 3 Immortals start to pop out. And they're going to be behind with that Blink Stalker army. Yeah, you're mobile, but you're just going to Protoss with the Immortals is just going to turtle off the 2 base and continue to take up the Colossus. Whereas your only choice is to go Archons in terms of linear direction.
Right.
You can try to countersuit and go Robo Bay and then into Colossi, but you're going to be so far behind. So it's really just about this idea of, like I said, closing timing windows for each build. And Smurf going to be scouting again after that second pylon, something he's doing consistently.
Just checking his base out. There's always a chance here for a proxy in the, and it's a really big main area, as well as by the natural too, but I don't think he's going to check that in this situation.
Yeah, and Scout from Siphon going to come out at the same time. This guy's scouting at the same time every single game.
Siphon's a little bit later with his scout. Smurf is a little later with his scout.
Siphon likes to get the information early, but how much more information is Siphon really getting by scouting this early?
I mean,
he sees the core timing. He would see if his 2-gate 3-Stalker rush.
Just verifying that there's no cheese going on, really. That's and I mean, it opens the opportunity to gas steal a little bit later if he wants to.
And Siphon able to get hits down before Smurf ever has the opportunity. Now the question is Siphon going to steal Smurf's gas?
I feel like it's not really worth to steal the gas unless you're unless you really are predicting that they're going to go for like a 3-Stalker or something like that, where it's not too econ, but it's more of a middle of the road build, because if they're just going for a 1-gate and you to gas steal them, they can just take an expansion or do some, or just 4-gate even. So the gas steal is going to be a little bit just to throw off your middle of the road build.
And Siphon 2 gates again, it seems to be his go-to thing. Chrono boosting a little bit into the core, and I wonder if Smurf had picked up on that. 2 gates, I think, kind of possess a lot of metagame attitude to them, in the sense that there's a lot you can do with it. 2 gates, expand, 2 gates, 4 gates. I mean, the timing of those 2 gates is very natural. You're not cutting probes or anything. You do cut the Zealot, which is not a huge deal. All things considered, I mean, you're not, unless you're dealing with any kind of early pressure, you can then go ahead and get the Zealot. Robotics facility going to follow suit, and then a Sentry is coming out. Siphon playing is very safe and by the book. Does not want to take any risks. This is an ace match. It's tied up.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. These players are going to be just at the top of their game right now, probably not going to be taking any crazy risks early on. Just want to make sure that they can get to that mid-game they want to be in.
Yeah, and Robotics facility is on time, but he also knows that Smurf is getting out his additional gateways about the same time that Siphon's adding on his 1. And it looks like Siphon probably picked up a little bit of a timing window there, so that gateway can go down.
Smurf is just playing as safe and standard as it gets right now. 3-gate Robo. You know what? It's fine. As long as the other player didn't go for like some kind of crazy early expand, you're going to be in
they're going to come out dead even. But what do you think of the idea? Smurf adding 2 gateways to go up for a total of 3 after getting the robotics facility.
It opens up the possibility really for a 1-base timing, as well as just playing standard.
Twilight Council. All right.
That's a little bit, I don't know if usually with Blink Obs, I think you would get the Twilight Council first.
Yeah, maybe Smurf making an adjustment to his build upon seeing it. Siphon going for a 1-base Colossi build.
Could be, it could be that he just wants to see what Siphon is up to, and then in reaction he can always expand and get Blink.
Now, 1-base Colossi, kind of a very, very risky 1-base build on this map because Blink Stalker is obviously going to be able to jump around.
Yeah.
Of course, Observer picking always comes down to it, but not going to have a lot of Stalkers in the mix, so picking Observer is going to be quite tough.
Yeah, 1-base Colossus is always going to be very Zealot heavy. So, again, it's gonna come down to micro. It's going to come down to if he can Blink and pick things off along the way. Now, I think that AGIANTSMURF he's going to spot this now. He should see there's no expansion. When he sees the that many Zealots and the robotics bay, he should have a good idea of what's happening.
Yeah, he will scout. He's going to come around here. He will try to... And he's going to be very on the narrow Siphon.
Now, but he does also see the robotics base, so I think he got the information he needs to see.
Yeah, Colossus Den has been spotted, and that's key. And this Observer might go down.
I mean, there's always a chance when you see this. Oh, it could be like some kind of Warp Prism thing, Mortal Drop. But it's not going to really bother him if he's going Blink anyway. So
yeah, Blink is going to deal with the Warp Prism drop very well. You obviously you're very mobile with that, able to pick off the Warp Prism, give chase to it. And actually, that's probably smart. Like you see him positioning his Stalkers in his main, thinking that's possibly what it is. At the same time, I mean, that's good for Colossi. He's able. If the army pushes up along this path.
Oh yeah, you could totally pick something off along the way.
Yeah, I really wish you could draw on the map, man. That's something that they need to add. Being able to draw on the map like you can in football.
I think there's actually like a
SC2
for that.
Yeah, it says SC2 Tactician. I actually use it at home. It's great.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, I don't know why Blizzard didn't install it in the game in the first place. Blink's going to finish up there for Smurfs.
Yep.
Siphon significantly higher on supply, but
both on 1 base though, so it's not like there's been no really greedy play here from Smurf. He's been playing reactive to what he's seen, so the question is, does he have the control to pick off this Colossus?
Oh wow, does Smurf know this is happening? Yes, he does.
Oh, he's going to go. This is actually really smart. He wants to get a good counter here or some kind of a flank.
Yeah, he wants to be able to pick off that Colossi. If he picks off that Colossi, the battle's won. He's won the game.
Is there going to be potentially a reinforcing Colossi? There's nothing in the production tab, so
that'd also be a good pick too.
Siphon, he could also, he could go for a base trade against Siphon here. It's always a risk that you run. And
look at this. That's what he's going for.
Expanding behind a base trade is actually one of the best things you can do with Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, and he's just going to try and save as much money as he possibly can. It's going to be rough that he doesn't have enough probes, but I think he'll be able to kill off everything that Siphon has.
Only one Colossus is going to make the space trade so hard. I don't even think there's any Immortals in that, so those buildings aren't going to die too quickly. Yeah. And I just think that, I mean, this is definitely one of those newer things people are trying. It used to be an old thing where you would push with like one Colossus, but people are starting to do this again. I've seen it in GSL, I think, or maybe with some other high-level tournaments where some Korean players are starting to get just these one Colossus timing attacks.
Ooh, probes do get caught up in the force field there. A lot of them will go down. Smurf obviously dropping way well in supply. Does he? Now, do you claim your opponent's Nexus? Is that the safe choice here?
What's that?
Do you claim your opponent's Nexus here? Is that the safe choice, or do you try to hide it?
Well,
I feel like
for Siphon, he would want to probably just expand right there, the natural or the main, because he's got the immobile army. He doesn't want to just be moving around. A Smurf, on the other hand, he can afford to expand all over the map. However, he does not have an expansion down anywhere. I think
he did get away with 5 probes. And
he got his. Wasn't he trying to expand in the top left?
Yeah, I thought he was there, but I'll say that Zealot. But he has 5 probes. That'll be able to get him out. He has 700 minerals saved up. You can see Siphon now.
He needs to throw something down though, because
a pylon right there. Ooh, does Smurf spot that? Yes, he does. He does know that's there. So
he needs to throw it on a building. I don't know. There's only a couple buildings left now for Smurf.
He has a pylon right here. He's okay.
Okay, got one pylon, but it will be revealed. He needs to do.
He has another one. There's a probe right there.
And looking at there's actually no money left for Siphon. So in this base trade, Siphon cannot throw down any more buildings. Everything on the map is what you see, is what you get. So.
And Smurf probably just going to expand right to this main, and he'll be safe. He'll be able to defend from the high grounds. He has a good number of Stalkers here. I think he could probably engage this army outright.
I think he just should build pylons everywhere. He has 700 minerals. Just like, don't even worry about building a Nexus, because that's just a big target. But it doesn't matter. At this point, I think the most Siphon could do is try to make draw. But I think he could just keep blinking in and just kill those.
And this army is way more mobile than what Siphon has. And
yeah.
Oh, that Colossi.
Like direct engagement, of course, Siphon is going to be probably a little bit in an advantage. He doesn't want to blink into Zealots or Colossus, but I don't know. This is just very tense. And do you know the actual the conditions for the draw?
5 minutes of not a unit made, but he has a Nexus down, so he'll be able to make probes, and that's a unit, man.
So yeah, I mean, the longer this game goes on, if Siphon tries to stall out a draw, he has to realize that there's a Nexus already, so it's not going to last forever.
Yeah, and there's even another probe down here, so Smurf can easily, he will have okay mining for, you know.
I love that probe position. He has like a probe hidden in the bottom left of the main down there. He's got a probe hidden, you know, just really nice placement there. So in case something happens,
yeah, we just got out that pylon, but you can see him dancing around. This is a really good position for Smurf. If he can control this watchtower, you know, his opponent can never leave the base without him knowing. He could go the long way, but just counterattack it, and his opponent can't leave. So, great position here for Smurf. We'll just continue to move these Stalkers around.
I mean, right now you have to imagine that even though it looks like totally impossible for Siphon, he's just going through his head right now. What can I possibly do? Yeah, is there anything I can do?
Yeah, Smurf a little bit supply blocked here.
Siphon, he sees that expansion, so he knows the target. He sees where he has to go, but it's just a matter of getting there, and I don't see that being a possibility for him.
And there's no observer here with Siphon's army, so he's kind of in a weird position. He has to knock down those rocks, you know, to make sure he can get good AoE with his Colossi.
Right. And he wants those Zealots to really connect. But again, I mean, just blinking away.
He's just able to run away.
It's not able to kill that army, and
the question is, what can Siphon do to win this game? I mean, win a direct engagement forced by Smurf.
Honestly, the only way to win it at this point is for Giant Smurf to hand it to him.
Yeah.
And maybe he's trying to stay in this game to maybe convince, because, you know, in this situation it's very high pressure. This is the best of 3 ace match.
Yeah, but he knows where those pylons are. He has vision.
Yeah, he has vision, but I mean, you always have to. You're always going to be a little bit on edge in this situation.
And Smurf has not is now just getting pylons down. He did build a pylon over there, so he's not able. He's not on supply block yet, and that's where he needs to be. And I'm wondering.
Yeah.
He just wants to get enough money for another match.
Smurf just needs to be patient. We get so nervous every time he does that because, I mean, one wrong move.
Man. He can take a direct engagement, I think, as long as he can get rid of the force fields and stop those, you know.
But again, like one wrong move, and if he loses those Stalkers, it's going to be GG, I think, because like that's his whole army. So it's just, I mean, he's playing with fire whenever he goes up to that army because he has the Nexus, he has the ability to come out of this base trade situation.
And I wonder what Smurf is trying to do. Is there's no way to get onto that ground over there via pylon or anything like that?
No, not at all. There's just such a good spread of units here for Smurf that, I mean, from our perspective, of course, it's just clearly one-sided. But from the perspective of Siphon and of Smurf, it's just this is this is everything right now. Everything is on the line. And
he's even getting smart, just in case, you know, Siphon decides to somehow get in that position, go for the base trade. He has pylons all over the map, which take that Colossi army that has to stay together a very long time. You know, if Smurf were to spread out his Stalkers across the map to pick off pylons, it's fine. They blink, they get away. All he has to do, and the army's only going to be in one place, so it's like Smurf has this advantage where his units can be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to worry about them getting picked off because he's never going to have to like negotiate.
And Siphon just throwing away another Zealot there. It's
exactly. And, this could be really bad. If
but
there's no observer. Okay. Oh, did he get it? Okay, that is huge. Yeah. That is a big pick right there for Siphon. I mean, that might be the point for Smurf to say, okay, I need to be a little bit more defensive here. I need to pull back and turtle up.
I mean, he knows that there's actually, like, even without the observers, he has vision of all the buildings.
Yeah,
but again,
we'll find that pylon down there.
But the thing is, though, moving the Zealots there, I mean, he's trying to see if he can pick off some of these buildings, but he's just losing those Zealots now.
Yeah, he's just that's true. That's actually pretty smart. He's baited out those Zealots.
I mean, there's no. Well, he lost the pylon. It doesn't matter. He's already supply blocked. He doesn't need it. Like, he's got the Nexus.
And each unit that Siphon loses here is one less unit that he's able to engage
This is
with.
a sudden death scenario, pretty much. There's no more units here for Siphon. This is it. Right?
And you know what? As soon as that force field energy is gone, and I mean, there's quite a few force fields.
Oh, but he just did blink forward. He needs to be careful now. They get force fielded. There's always that little window there whenever you blink that you can get force fielded. And some nice force field. But blink on top of the column and it's going to go down. This looks like it's going to be the end of the line for Siphon. Just way too much stuff here for a Giant Smurf.
Yeah, Smurf with a pretty decent army advantage. It is shrinking, so this is going to become a micro battle. But blink here, Smurf obviously going to have the micro advantage, going to be able to target fire units.
The Zealots are going down. The last few Stalkers are going to go down, and I just think there's way too much here now for Smurf. It's going to be GG.
And GG, game will go to Smurf, and he will be advancing to the winners bracket finals. So congratulations to him. Siphon's still not out of it. He is in the losers bracket, so we will be having another match very shortly. Keep on probably the other semifinals match, if not the grand final or the winner brackets finals. So congratulations to AGIANTSMURF for taking down that game.
Yeah.
We will be back very shortly. Please do check us out. It's a local battle at Local Battles on Twitter. They are land centered, located in Fort Lee, New Jersey, just outside of New York City. About like what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, I think it's.
We're pretty close to New York from here. And of course, do check out my lovely co-caster, Eric the Red TV. That's Eric with a K. And check me out on Twitter at AltWindy. We'll be back very shortly.